Tonight, I bring the story of someone who loved a shadow and believed it was light. Listen closely. You may recognize pieces of yourself in this. Have you ever felt yourself slipping, wondering if you were losing your mind, while everyone around you insisted you were fine, that the problem lived inside your head? He felt that, and it took him years to understand it wasn't madness. It was manipulation. She never raised her voice, never slammed a door, never made a scene. Her cruelty was quiet, precise, soft enough to pass his care. It began with tiny denials. He remembered a conversation. She said it never happened. He pointed out something she had said. She smiled and insisted he imagined it. Always calm, always gentle, as if he were the broken one. Over time, he stopped trusting himself, his memory, his feelings, even his senses. Every time he confronted her, she became the one who hurt. She cried, she trembled, she said he misunderstood her, and he apologized again and again. That is how manipulation works. It makes you feel cruel for noticing cruelty. She also knew when to be warm, when to be kind, when to give just enough affection to keep him hoping. It wasn't love, it was strategy, and he clung to those rare moments the way a drowning man clings to anything that floats. Manipulation teaches you to accept crumbs. It teaches you to call hunger love. To everyone else, she was perfect, charming, attentive, impossible to suspect. When he tried explaining what happened behind closed doors, he sounded confused, even to himself. Then came the night the mask slipped. No fight, no tension, nothing dramatic. Just a single moment where she forgot to perform. He said something she didn't like, and her eyes changed. No warmth, no anger, just emptiness, as if he were nothing more than a malfunctioning object. Then the smile returned, and the soft voice. But he had seen the truth, and he couldn't unsee it. He started watching her differently. Not her words, her patterns, how she dodged every truth, how she used his fears but called it concern, how she isolated him while claiming she understood him better than anyone else, how she rewrote entire moments until he doubted his own mind. He realized he had helped his own undoing, not by intention, but by hoping, by believing. Manipulation doesn't only happen to you. You participate when you silence yourself. You want the love to be real. You want the story to work. So you forgive. You explain away the unbearable. You shrink until one day you don't recognize yourself anymore. Leaving her was the hardest thing he ever did. Not because he loved her, but because she had taught him to fear freedom. She planted doubts so deep that he forgot he could walk away. Manipulators do not feed on love. They feed on dependency. Now he sees the signs clearly. The subtle belittling disguised as affection. The twisted truths packaged as concern. The punishments hidden inside. Silence. Real manipulation leaves no bruises, only echoes where your certainty used to be. Here is what I bring tonight. Manipulation grows in silence, in shame, in doubt, in the fear that no one will believe you. But seeing the truth does not make you weak. It makes you aware. And choosing to leave makes you free. You often realize it only after losing so much of yourself that your reflection feels foreign. But waking up is still worth it. Because the only thing worse than seeing the mask fall too late is never seeing it fall at all. If this story touched something inside you, share your truth below. It may help someone else feel less alone in the dark. And if you want the crow to return with another story from the deeper rooms of the human mind, you already know how to call me back. Until the next nightfall.